Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick Rosewater and Ivy Plus Vanilla Bean candle from Bath & Body Works, part of the Ice Cream Drop collection. The notes on this claim vanilla marshmallow, soft rose petals, and rain-kissed English ivy. So absolutely not. So you guys have already seen my haul on this, and I think this is totally misnamed, or I think it's a mispour or a production error or something like that, because this fragrance is like 100%, in my opinion, not at all what Rosewater, Ivy, and Vanilla Bean is supposed to be. Like in no way, shape, or form. Like when you smell this, there's absolutely not a trace of rosewater and ivy or even vanilla bean. Like it's just simply not it, which is really disappointing because I love rosewater and ivy and I would have loved a vanilla bean fragrance mixed with that, and I was ready to scoop it up and I was super excited. So the fact that it isn't that is like super disappointing, and probably like the one of the most annoying and deceptive candles from Bath and Body Works in very recent history, where it's just like completely not what it says it is. And I just don't understand how a major company or corporation like Bath and Body Works can have such a major oversight like this, where they put out a fragrance that doesn't at all smell like what the name is supposed to be. It's just very insulting, honestly, to a lot of us customers. And I just know there's some Bath and Body Works executive or somebody in corporate who's just absolutely laughing at us right now, because there are still, however, reviews that claim they can smell rosewater, ivy, and vanilla bean in this, and that it's a perfumey rose fragrance, when it totally isn't the case. And I think they're just probably even more convinced they can really just sell us whatever and name anything whatever, and we'll all be gullible and believe it. It's just, I think it's just completely insulting. But in any case, that's the extent of my rant. This is obviously not at all rosewater, ivy, and vanilla bean, so if you have smelled it, you will be pretty much disappointed that it is not what the candle claims to be. Instead, it's more like a strawberry sorbet, strawberry gelato, strawberry sherbet fragrance. It's what this should be. I think strawberry gelato is kind of what this smells most like, and I've been trying to burn this candle kind of like with an open mind, and basically, okay, let me start from zero, take the complete like name off of this candle, and try to like just look at this candle from a fragrance standpoint and try to figure out what this is actually supposed to smell like, and completely disregard the notes and rosewater and ivy vanilla bean naming on it. And it really does smell kind of like strawberry gelato. So what it smells like is you get definitely a very candied artificial strawberry fragrance that is so immensely similar to the candied artificial strawberry fragrance we get in Pink Fairy Gumdrop, as well as the Candy Hearts Be Mine fragrance as well. I believe those are the same fragrance, and you get that very similar kind of artificial berry fragrance in there, that's also kind of mixed with like a raspberry fragrance as well. And so it's also incredibly similar to the gelato fragrance, which actually has notes of vanilla ice cream, lemon candy with notes of strawberry and raspberry puree. And that actually really accurately describes what I'm smelling in this candle, because you do get a strawberry sort of jam candy artificial action to it, mixed with like a raspberry in there as well. That gives it a slightly more tart berry vibe to it, mixed with that strawberry in there. And then in true fashion of like a sorbet or a gelato, a lot of times those have like a lemon juice or lemon rind quality or component or ingredient in the recipe. And you do actually get like a sugary zing, almost like a slightly acidic quality that gives it a almost like a icy ice cream gelato sorbet sherbet type of feel in there. So the lemon note, which is lemon candy from the gelato, also really makes sense, because I do get a little bit of lemon in here as well that gives it that quality. And then lastly, you do get something slightly creamy or sweet. I wouldn't quite go as far as saying it's as warm or creamy or gourmand as the vanilla bean candle, and it's most certainly not marshmallow by any means, because marshmallow definitely has a powdery texture to it. Like if you smell vanilla musk, which used to be marshmallow musk, that most certainly has a marshmallow quality to it. Same with Blush Poinsettia, which utilizes like a marshmallow fireside marshmallow note. That marshmallow is not at all present in here, so I don't get a marshmallow, but there is a sugary sweetness with maybe a little bit of like a creamy vanilla action that I get in there that finally rounds this out. So basically it's strawberry, raspberry, lemon. It's all very candy, the gelato sort of sherbet sorbet quality to it, mixed with like a sugary sweetness that kind of wraps it up together, and it makes it rather artificial or candied. But if this was named strawberry gelato or strawberry sherbet, like totally believable and completely makes sense in that regards. Once again, this is incredibly similar to Pink Fairy Gumdrop slash the Candy Hearts fragrance, and I would say the difference between this and this supposed Rosewater Ivy Vanilla Bean fragrance is that the Candy Hearts Pink Fairy Gumdrop is a lot more chalky. This still does kind of smell like candy and is quite artificial, but it's not quite as chalky as like a Sweet Tarts or a Candy Hearts type of candy fragrance would be. So that's the difference there, but still immensely, immensely similar. And then also incredibly similar to Gelato as well, but it's also not exactly gelato as well. Gelato has almost like a more of this sour aerosol type of vibe to it that makes it even a little bit more sour and a little bit more like almost like hairspray, just like a weird aerosol quality to gelato that I didn't love. But I would say it's like very, very, very reminiscent of both of those. So if you want like a merge of Pink Fairy Gumdrop and gelato, like that would be the appropriate mashup for this fragrance. Is like Pink Fairy Gumdrop plus gelato or Candy Hearts plus gelato would be the appropriate mashup for this. Very similar to both of those. I think also closely related is the what is it? The other fragrance that they have going on, Unicorn Sprinkles, kind of similar to that, like candy sprinkle quality as well. So this very much falls in line with Pink Fairy Gumdrop, Gelato, and Unicorn Sprinkle. So if you enjoy that, definitely check this out because it's truly like very, very, very similar to all of those. But if you're looking for Rosewater Ivy and Vanilla Bean, it's just most certainly not it. So that's pretty much what this fragrance smells like. So if you strip the name off of this, like if you go into this thinking it's a strawberry gelato or sherbet or sorbet fragrance, yeah, it actually kind of makes sense as a ice cream drop candle. So it's kind of ironic that it does kind of fit in that way, but it still does lean a little bit more candied than it does ice cream, but you could also kind of imagine it as like strawberry sprinkles, and so it's almost like a topping for an ice cream as well, and it actually does kind of make sense in that way. So that's pretty much what this smells like. I think I can kind of actually appreciate it and get into it if I think of it as a strawberry gelato fragrance, and I'm like, oh wow, this actually really kind of smells like a strawberry gelato, like it's artificial but still very authentic to that experience as well. I'm fine with the one that I have, but from the standpoint of it being Rosewater Ivy and Vanilla Bean, just a complete miss, just totally insulting. It's just absolutely deceptive. So yeah, and it's just funny. In my haul video, I was saying like there's Pink Petal Tea Cake, Rosewater Meringue, Blush Poinsettia, Love Rose Vanilla. Any of those like very much fall in line with what Rosewater Ivy plus Vanilla Bean could be, and those are all way superior to like what this is giving. But you kind of have to go into this fragrance as like completely disregarding the name and thinking of it as a completely different strawberry gelato fragrance. And once you do that, you can finally kind of get on board with this fragrance and appreciate it for what it is. So yeah, let me get into the performance. This is a third burn, and it has a thick robe-like wicks on it, and it's doing fine. It, pulls out fast, no problem. Good to go there. As for the throw, I would say quite light. I would say anywhere from like the 2 to a 4 range. So if you have a massive open concept like living room with cathedral, double height ceilings, you're probably not really going to smell this. I would say maybe like a 2 at best in a room that large. In a smaller room, I do smell it more up to a 4. Like the first hour is actually quite non-existent on this candle, but the more I have it burning and the more hotter it gets, and it gets a deep, even wax pool, I would say up to a 4, but definitely just in the light range. I wouldn't say even to medium, just very much light. But yeah, so it is what it is. Overall, between the low throw and the completely deceptive naming, yeah, total bummer on this candle. But once again, if you take a step back, strip the name off of this and everything, and just think of it as a strawberry gelato fragrance, yeah, okay, I can kind of get on board with it. But because it is a low throw and because it is just so like insultingly deceptive, I most certainly don't need another one. I actually already exchanged the second one because I was like, I just so don't need this. But I will indeed keep this candle in my collection as a reminder for me to do better in life. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.